Okay, welcome back to day 3 of another exciting and meaningful lecture by me. Um, this is some good stuff here. We're gonna be moving on to our height determination specifics, some autopsy stuff, general overview thereof, and I guess facial reconstruction and some other things before we delve into anatomical attributes of the skeleton and its relationship to forensic anthropology. So I hope I have not tired you out over the past 2 days. The information that you downloaded in terms of your PowerPoint from Monday has, 8 slides in it? 9, 10 slides in it, okay? Um, and we have made it through just, 5 of them. So I hope to wrap up this last set in this 22-minute experience. All right, we'll stick right to it. So we finished race, and I left off on the orbits of the people of Asian descent having the most round, and there's really not much or not any measurable difference in shape or size among the other major race classifications. Um, there is a neat aspect of the Asian jawbone, how that differs from all of the other races as well. The Mongoloid, as the anthropological term um, is appropriate, Mongoloid or Asian descent mandible, the lower articulated part of your jaw, part that moves, right along here is flat in all of us, and then it turns up into where it connects, right in front of your ear. Turns up right here, right? If you were to take this mandible off and rest it on a flat surface, bloop, it will rest stationary. But if you take an Asian mandible and rest it on a flat surface, it will rock. If you push it, it will rock up and down because this angle allows it. It's rounded, and it allows for some play along this plane. So even just having a mandible, and surprisingly, a mandible sometimes is the only evidence available. Because the mandible is not connected with a whole lot of tissue, and if a body is out in the environment and a small scavenger, like a raccoon, even a squirrel, carries off a simple removable bone. Yeah, it's Milo. Hey, Milo kitty. Anyway, a little predator, even a house cat, could carry away once most of the soft tissue is decomposed. This jaw falls right off. So many times when a skull is discovered, there's no mandible. And sometimes when a random bone is discovered, it's only a mandible. Very rare to find a skull with a mandible, simply because of that attribute. Interesting. Scavenger animals, even granivores, even organisms that are not meat eaters, such as squirrels, will dine on bones because there's oils, there's fats and oils in the bone for the first few months of decomposition that squirrels will enjoy. Many bird species will too, those that eat suet, like crows and blue jays, all of the family Ossifragus, or not Ossifragus, what am I saying? All of the corvidaes, sorry, ravens, crows, jays, will all dine on human remains, and carry some of those pieces off. And the jaw is a very small one to take away. So that's kind of neat, and that is a race determinant. If you have a jawbone that you can rock when placed on a level surface, good likelihood that that is an Asian jawbone. Another weird side note about the Asian skeleton is many of the model bones that are used in education, in medicine. You have plastic skeletons and such in rooms, and I've got a few in my closet at work. Many of them are molded off of real human skeletons of Asian descent, because back in the 20s and 30s, people were going to graveyards and digging up bodies to get skeletons to sell to the educational and medical community. It was quite a lucrative business. And now with the advent of mass production and plastics, companies mold skeletons, and use those molds for multiplying hundreds of thousands, if not more. And a lot of those original skeletons are Asian. I don't know. That's kind of neat, little side note. But, alright, so moving on, after race, we're going to go with what I believe is height determination. Is that the next one? Yeah. Height determination. And this one's cool. I know many of you may be familiar with the, is it Leonardo da Vinci? Did he draw that Vitruvian Man? The dude that looks a little bit like some representation of Jesus. Reasonably well-built fella, long hair and a beard, standing there with no clothes on, but standing there with his arms out and his legs out in a circle. Oftentimes it is on the front of a anatomy book, Gray's Anatomy, the original text of most medical schools. The Vitruvian Man. And that person is standing out with their wingspan, their arms out, and legs out, and it makes a perfect circle. It shows balance, and it's used in all sorts of other, symbolic, somebody's shooting, symbolic representations. But what holds true about it is the general symmetry, the bilateral symmetry of the human body. For example, if you stretch your arms out at full extension, fingertip to fingertip, typically is the height overall of you. Your arms are in proportion to your overall stature. So if you can have somebody, if you stand up against a wall and put your arms out and have somebody mark 2 spots on the wall, measure that length, and it will be the same. Oh, it's starting to rain on me. It'll be the same as, I may have to move inside. It'll be the same as the height of your body. I'm hoping this passes. Okay, so I'm going to get back to this.